With more output, now you are more profitable. I want fireworks. I want fireworks. I want cats and dogs running around.
Star Wars.
Profitable.
Fireworks.
Cats, dogs, hamsters.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for coming back and joining us again on a new episode of Real Business Roundtable.
Today's episode is all about progress. The train is leaving with or without you. This is a very, very important episode. I want the entrepreneurs to listen. Listen to me now.
Fucking listen.
This is all based on logic.
I work hard every motherfucking day.
It's all based on logic.
When people don't listen.
Listen. Listen. All right, get serious. We're gonna get serious.
We haven't recorded in a minute. I'm like all hype.
No, just please, for the love of God, these people need to just open their brains.
You didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing.
If you're running a business, and this usually gets saved, you get that? You get saved because your child is influencing you in your business and going, Mom, Dad, you're a dinosaur, cut the shit.
Or someone who's younger who you hired in the business.
That is your saving grace. But the folks that don't have that influence, they're running their business in an old-fashioned way, and that will slowly dissolve. So the reason why today's episode is called The Train is Leaving With or Without You is that your industry, for the most part, will progress, will advance in technology. Processes will become smoother, more streamlined, more efficient. If you don't adopt those efficiencies and integrate those within the fabric of your business or the inner workings of it, that excess cost, this overage, these added hours of labor that are required to operate the old-fashioned way, 1970s, Steve Miller Band, playing in the background, smoking a cigarette. You got your jean jacket on. I think I already did this whole shit. I don't want to do that again. No Janet. All right, listen. Why? Dude, yeah, I want to vent about that for a second. I want to vent about Janet. And you can show a clip from that one. Now, grab your girl Janet and go, hey, baby, you know what? We're going to go open up shop through Stoop. I was expecting like an 80s rocker girl with like crazy hair and big earrings, and you used
it sounds like there's like a monkey in the background.
You used a blow-up doll of a police officer. It was so twisted and mental that I just looked at the screen like I'm sitting watching it at home going, what? Janet, and go, hey, baby. Let's say throughout the 70s, 80s, let's say you're a generational business, you pass it on to your son, your daughter, and then they adopt newer tactics. In that situation, you sometimes are okay because you have the newer blood, the newer generation adopting proper tactics to drive efficiency so you can compete. Because if your costs remain high and now you have Joe down the street that's using technology, that's using AI, his overhead and efficiency is improving. Now he has more margin to play with. Now he can grow. He's set up to grow. Think about that for a minute, guys. If you have high drag in your business and it's expensive, it becomes expensive for you to do something and your competitor is doing it for half the price. You'll see contractors, they'll bitch about, hey, the Joe down the street doesn't pull permits, or he doesn't have insurance, or he uses, labor that's not registered, whatever. I'm trying to get at the reason why those contractors are doing that is so they can compete on price. Unfortunately, we live in a world where a lot of people focus on price, how much. Sometimes they're not looking at quality. Then they bitch about the quality when it's done and they play victim. That is an example of someone who's leveraging a reduced overhead to compete. Now, with technology and advancements and AI, the acronym AI is becoming extremely overused to the point that I want to snap my phone. It's not as bad as drop shipping, but it's getting there.
It's at the point where like AI is being overused because it's being used in very rhetorical ways. Constantly. For the most part. But there are things out there that are using AI abilities and capabilities in order to provide a service with a better outcome. I mean, they're being used in in good ways, but then other ways it's just stupid.
So if you're a small business owner and you want an advantage on cutting your overhead and you want to take advantage of artificial intelligence, here are some examples of ones that you should consider to drive efficiency, so you don't put AI in the same box. If someone sells you an AI texting tool, it's not the same as an AI-driven prospecting tool that mines data. Or let's say somebody sells you an AI that can design graphics, or it can draft media and papers and research and blogs or whatever. If that automation and that AI is thinking for you, just remember that thinking can be applied to a variety of sectors within your business. So look at AI like, okay, each operation is kind of like an employee. So if an employee is doing something, by the way, full disclaimer, using AI doesn't mean you need to fire people. So anyways, if you have an employee that's on staff and you use AI, look at it like this. The employee is the foundation, right? They will manage the use of the AI.
And what you'll get out of that outcome is that person would be able to do this much work before using the assistance of artificial intelligence, implementing that process within, if it's a service or something that they do. The outcome is this: much more efficiency, much more, work done in a smaller amount of time. That's the big thing with AI right now.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to get across to people. Using AI doesn't mean it's a free ride. Fire everyone. The robots are taking over. No.
Assistance, supplemental.
Because you're going to need some kind of human there to just make sure and monitor. Because I don't care what anybody says, sometimes AI does some weird shit.
Yeah.
It does some weird shit. I talked about it before in graphics. We have the spaghetti fingers. Really weird shit. Sometimes AI, when it's generating landscapes, sometimes the buildings.
And some people do it so wrong. It is important to keep people around to monitor.
Yeah, you want to monitor the AI, because the AI is not perfect.
No.
So the way I look at it is, you have an employee that's there. Rather than hiring another person that does the same thing when you're trying to scale the business, have them use AI to get more out of their efforts. Now we're accelerating. We're accelerating output. With more output, now you are more profitable. I want fireworks. I want fireworks. I want cats and dogs running around.
Star Wars.
Profitable.
Fireworks.
Cats, dogs, hamsters.
Hamster.
What we're trying to get at is use your existing staff to oversee the use of technology, whether it's AI, a software that, let's say you're using, a social media management software, like some of those out there that allow you to pre-plan your posts and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that you need to start getting rid of people. That will ultimately make you profitable for the short term, but you need somebody to oversee that stuff. So look at it as having one or two people in the department and then using technology to really improve overall. Now, when it comes to your industry, it's always good to just keep an understanding of what's being used. You don't have to go to a trade show or a conference every year, but it's good every couple years to kind of poke around, see what's going on, do research online. You don't want to get in a situation where there are advancements in technology that could really help you be more efficient, and you're kind of putting up the blinders like, no, dude, I'm running this business for 40 years. I got my Marlboros and my hockey hair, and I'm killing it. Dude, your days are numbered, I guarantee it. And then you get the pushback. Oh yeah, I got all these people that come back to me, and I got repeat business. Hey, newsflash, people pass away, people move, people sometimes find somebody else that's related to somebody that now they're gonna give them their business. Never get cocky about how long you've been in business and how big your network is. That stuff can dry up. I don't care what anybody says. I've seen it happen countless times, and then they're crying, not literally crying, but then they're like, oh my God, my business is down 70% in the last 8 months. Think about that.
Shit can happen.
Think about that for a minute. I deal with almost borderline counseling. For the record, I am not a registered psychologist or psychiatrist in any way, and I cannot give advice related to that. So I'm talking to these business owners, and they're like literally just borderline getting emotional, and they're like, I built my business on word of mouth. And now my competitor he has a website and he's driving traffic to it. And I just saw some Google ads, and I go, well, I noticed I couldn't find your website. Oh, I never used a website. Dude, what? This is an example of the train is moving with or without you. It's gonna move. It is going to move. Even me, myself, let me take off the consultant hat for a minute and talk about me as a business. I'm always researching on what we can do, what we can add. Now we have this conversational chat. We have a new technology. Holy shit, I just did the thing my dad does. The mouth wiggle. We have screens up here in the studio. I'm slowly turning into my dad. So we have
new products.
We're always looking at.
Adding new things we're using, and we're staying on top of it. That's like one of the main things you got to do as a business in order to stay active, in order to stay on top of the market. And I want to take away the AI part. AI is just one thing that's happening now. There's always something new happening. And the whole point of this episode is to make sure that people realize, we've talked about this before, you got to stay on top of it, because like you're saying, you don't want to turn into a dinosaur. All that shit could go away. Other people, competitors, could be using these new things that are happening. These new things are coming around. You're never going to know.
You don't know.
The only way you're going to find out is when they're getting much more business and you're starting to fall off, and you're going to think to yourself, what did I do?
Yeah,
what did I do wrong?
Yeah, like
I didn't adapt.
I know a guy in my industry, or kind of in my industry, that he just hosts websites. I just host your website. There's no element of like push.
Good push. Very good. God. Push. Come on.
Like, yeah, it's easy to, have someone pay you $30 a month, but nothing's happening. And in your mind as a business owner, you're thinking, oh yeah, it's $30. They're not going to even sweat it. But if you're not providing any value, and if another person says, hey, I could build you a high performance website that drives in a shitload of traffic and gradually increases over time, as long as you're patient, or you could run ads to it. That's a whole different value prop that's going to make your offering look like crap. So back in I want to say 20 years ago, you had a lot of guys that were just hosting. I just host. I have a data center and I host websites. That's great if you have 30 million customers. But if you have 500, you got to offer some other value. I don't think you have enough to make up for the lack of progress, so to speak. So always look at so for example, if you're going to provide a service, can somebody provide something better than you using advancements? Leading with something there's a buzz about it. It's hot right now. People are talking about it. An example is AI. Everybody's talking about it right now to the point it's making me sick. So pay attention to advancements in your industry, whether it's having a website, whether it's having a social media presence, if it's having a CRM to manage all the people that you work with or you're talking to. Look at ways that you can drive efficiency within your business. Operationally, is there something that can help you identify opportunities? Is there something that can help you streamline something? Keep your eyes and ears open to
Think about the opportunities.
Advancements in your industry. Don't get cocky, even though you're doing well and you're probably comfortable. I get that a lot. I'm comfortable. What happens if you just suddenly, the economy tanks or whatever, or something happens? I'm getting a lot of that recently. I'm comfortable.
Yeah. Well, people are weird right now.
You push and you keep going because that additional 30% that you gained, you could effing lose. So I deal with a lot of business owners that are getting emotional about their losses. And then I have to, I don't know what the right word is.
Coach them. We have to coach them.
I'm coaching them, not consoling them. I'm like cradling them.
Okay, child.
I'm like, it's okay.
It's okay. Don't worry.
But
a business owner, right?
But dude, like it's a little heart wrenching because they have families, they have children, and it really hits home when you see a lot of people out there, like they look at businesses on the surface, like they see the logo and the building, and then I hate them, and they just badmouth them and do all these things. And then when you go into the business and you see the human beings that are running it and the families and the children and you got to think twice. You got to think twice about that kind of stuff and just realize that when a business is suffering, or if you try to create suffering in that business, it shit rolls downhill. And a lot of people don't look at the inside or consider the inside of a business.
The human aspect of
The
it.
human aspect. So me as a consultant, I deal with this almost daily. I'll talk to business owners all day. I want to say 4 to 6 a day. And I deal with sometimes people are struggling. They're not doing well. They hit a roadblock. Maybe they didn't. Maybe the train left.
You never know.
Maybe the train left. And I have to coach them on how to get on that train, give it some boost, and get going. So that requires a lot of knowledge and advisory capabilities to kind of guide them on that train track. Sometimes they don't understand, and they trust my advice. And then 9 times out of 10, we're kicking butt and we're seeing progress. And
thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, gained some value out of it. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to get notified every single time we post an episode. Like, subscribe. Check us out. Peace.